So we will discuss a topic that is really important in the world of math. That is the factor theorem. Now, if you have a problem here, x squared minus 5x plus 6, find its factors. So when we say factors, okay, it's the value or the values that when combined it will equate to the polynomial. Okay, and for a quick tip, if we have quadratic equation, we have two factors. If we have cubic polynomial, that we have three factors. If we have quartic, we have four factors, and so on and so forth. But since we have quadratic polynomial here, we must have two factors also. Okay, so what is the process called factor theorem? Okay, it says that if a number, okay, if a number fc is equal to 0, so if we substitute the value of c to a polynomial and equate to 0, therefore x minus c is a factor of polynomial. So for example, if we have, if f of 3 is substituted to a value and the value is 0, okay, therefore x minus 3 is a factor of that polynomial. Okay, so let's solve for x squared minus 5x and minus 5x plus 6 using factor theorem. Okay, so there are 4 steps that we need to do in order to derive its factors. So first, we must divide its constant and leading term. Okay, so the constant term here is 6. Okay, the constant term is 6 and the leading term with a coefficient of 1. Okay, then the answer, if we have this 6 over 1, that is 6. Okay, and what we need to do is get its factors. So when we say factors, the number that when we multiply, it will yield to 6. So that is 1 times 6, 2 times 3. Okay, but we also have, but we can also include the negative values. So we can multiply negative 1 times negative 6 and it will yield to 6 also. Therefore we can do this 2 times 3 and we can yield to 6 also. Therefore the factors of 6 is positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 3, and positive negative 6. Okay, so the second step that we need to do is to substitute all these possible values. So all these factor of 6 are the possible values, but we only need 2, or we should get 2 for this what do you call this, polynomial. Okay, we have total of 8 values or possible values, but we need to find 2. Okay, so in order to find the value of or the factors of 6, we must substitute these values to polynomial and we should get a 0. And in that case, we can satisfy the factor theorem which state that if f sub c is equal to 0, then x minus c is the factor. So let's try that. So I will write the again. The factor, possible values of polynomial. Okay, so let's substitute 1. Okay, so 1, or I mean x squared minus 5x plus 6. Then this is 1 squared minus 5 plus 6. 1 minus 5 plus 6 plus 6, 2. So this is not a value. So let's try negative 1. Okay, so negative 1 squared 5 negative 1 plus 6. Okay, negative 1 squared, that is 1. Okay, then negative 5 times negative 1, that is positive 6. Okay, plus 6. Okay, so we can obviously say that this is not a factor. So let's try 2. Okay, so 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus 6. Okay, 2 squared is 4 minus 5 times 2, that is 10, and plus 6. 4 minus 10, that's negative 6. Okay, plus 6, that is 0. Okay, so what we want to do next, so since 2, okay, since f of 2, okay, we can say that is equal to 0, therefore x minus 2 is a factor. So we find the factor of polynomial. We can still continue, but it's a long process. Okay, so what we want to do is to do a process called syntactic division using the value that we find. Okay, so for our third step, we do syntactic division, okay, using x minus 2. So x minus 2 transpose first, okay, that is equal to x equals 2. Okay, then what we want to do next is to substitute. I mean, no, no, it's not substitute. We draw a small square, okay, then put 2 here, then write each coefficient of each term. So 1, negative 5, and positive 6. We want to bring down 1 and multiply to 2 and put its product here at the second. Okay, then add, that is negative 3 times 2, that is negative 6, and 0. So we should get a value of 0 since x minus 2, okay, is a factor of the polynomial. Okay, now we get its okay, so this is the answer. So this is the remainder, therefore this is the constant term, this is the term corresponding to x. Okay, so let's rewrite it in polynomial. So 1 x minus 3 or x minus 3. So these two are our polynomial. Then to check if our answer is correct, we can just multiply it. Okay, so x minus 2 times the value of x minus 3. Okay, x times x is x squared. X minus 3 is negative 3x. Negative 2x and negative 2 times x, that is negative 2x. The negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Combine like terms, so x squared, negative 3 minus negative 2. Add both terms, then x plus 6. So now we have checked that these two are the factors of, since it is equal.